Hello, I'm Toby. I'm going to be reviewing MagMod, and this is kind of a little bit of what they offer. They have some other things I haven't got yet. I don't know if I will, but what I have now is working pretty well. I'm going to go over some of the things that are here, what I use the most, what I don't use the most, or what I don't use that much, and anything else I can think of while I'm going through it. So to start, I bought a kit that had the sphere here that a lot of people like. Came with the bounce, which I love. It comes with the grids and some little attachments for gels. It also came with, I think it came with the snoot thing and all these other gels, all kinds of just different colors and things. Some patterns for light, and a lot of stuff. This thing right here is supposed to project light really far. So you put in this little magnifier thing and it just shoots light like really far. Kind of centralized light really far. So anyways, I'm going to get into a couple of these things. I'm freestyling everything I'm talking about. I'm just talking about when things come to my mind, I'm just going to tell you what I think. So I'm not planning anything out. I'm being really honest too. So let's start with what I don't use. I have this snoot thing, which I guess could be pretty cool. I'm shooting weddings, and I guess this thing could be cool for like shooting rings. But I mean, to get everything dialed up, to get this on like a tripod and shooting and aiming directly down at the rings or whatever I'm using it for, I've just found it to be not something that I'm using that much. Probably works really well. I've used it a few times and I've tried to incorporate it into my photography, my process when I'm shooting weddings or anything, product shots even. But I'm not really using this. So I'm not a huge, I don't think it's super necessary. Uh, this thing too seems like such a great idea to be able to project light really far, like 20 feet away. You know, you set up your remote flash really far away, and then it's still, I used it a couple times. I did not really get into it. Actually, this is the projection one. It's just a different little filter. I don't really use this. This one I hear that I had in there, this is to project light out like wide. So you're projecting, like you could set this in back of a couple and then light up the entire wall and back of them using this little thing that you insert in here. If you want to like project like a blue wall, make a wall blue, like a white wall, you could take like a blue gel, stick it in this little thing right here. MagMod just magnifies right onto the back, and then right onto there. So now you got this. You have to put this in there, and you're gonna project it right onto a wall. This is cool. I have used it, and I'll probably use it more. I do like this because I like being able to go in and get really creative and like maybe color a wall, or you could use one of these patterns and project a pattern up on the wall and back of a subject. That's what I'm thinking I'm using this for, and I have used it just a couple times. I need to use it more. So as I move on, I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going through the stuff that I use the least, and then I'm going up to what I use the most here. So the sphere. I've heard a ton of people that love this thing. I've looked at a lot of reviews. People love it. Just looked at people's photos. Everyone's really crowing about how great this is. And I've tried it, and I'm not totally into it. I don't know what it is. It's just me. It's just not working for what I'm trying to do. Oh, I voted today. That's my sticker. The sphere though, so from what I've used it for and what people use it for is they really want to centralize the flash power that's coming out of it. They'll put these grids on there to kind of make the flash even more condensed to a certain area. And that's the thing that I'm not, it's just like you have to be pretty accurate when you're setting it up. So if you have time to set up this, I think it could work. For me, I just don't use it. And I'm going to get into the things I do use, which is right here. And I'll tell you why I love these ones. Like, I'm sure this works really great. I've seen photos, people getting amazing pictures. Just for me, I just haven't really wrapped my head around it on how to use it. And also fast-paced situations, which usually weddings are pretty quick. You don't have a lot of time to set up and be like, oh yeah, let me move over a little bit. It's just not a ton of time for that. So I'm getting into what I do use. And I don't use these not much either. And people like to use these with the sphere. Like I said, I don't use the grids. I don't know. Not into it. Doesn't work for me. Getting into these little patterns that you could put onto, you could use them to project through this thing onto a wall. Haven't used these a lot either, but I will use them more when I do the projecting onto walls. Like if I want to make a wall blue or purple or yellow or whatever it is. But I don't use them that much. This is a little case that you can put all your gels and all these things in. This comes with the kit. And I'm getting over, so all these colors, all these different colors, haven't found a big use for them. Like I said, I'm shooting weddings. If I'm going to do anything creative and I have a little bit of time to plan, that's where I think these are going to come into play more. Maybe an engagement session where you have a little more time to play around with things. And like, I think that these different colors will work well, like if you want to light up something in the background, make a different color or something. But the really cool thing is that these just allow you to be more creative. So I think these are great. All this stuff's really great. I'm just showing you what I'm using and what I'm not using. Okay, I'm getting into my bounce. These are my flashes I use, and I just have these out. This is the grip. So this goes over your flash head area. And so that obviously makes it so you can attach different mod accessories to it. And also this grip fits on, just a regular flash. What is this? It's like a Godox. Yeah, it's my Godox one. I use this rarely. If I really need to do like an on-camera flash thing, I'll use this one. And that's probably why I have this, but I don't use it that often. The flashes that I use are these AD200s. And as you can see, the head on this one's a little bit bigger than this, but it still fits right around there. So I keep these on all the time. I have 2 of them, and I put the bounce on each one of them. So I have a bounce on each of these AD200s, and I use these every wedding I go to. I come there with both of these, and I have so much freedom to kind of do whatever I want. I can do it real quick. The lighting that comes out of this thing, you've seen probably other reviews where people measure the light and all that, but just from I'm going to tell you is that this light spreads out really far. So you could light up a whole crowd with this one light. And the reason I have 2 is I can put one on each side, like I'm doing like a big family shoot, and I want to make sure everyone's lit up well. I'll put one on each side, like for a big group photo. The bounce works really well. I usually just use one when I'm shooting like just a wedding. I'll have one, and I'll put it on a tripod. So I have it on my tripod, and this is always right near me in case I need it. I've taken these things off and I'll put on like a Joby little tripod. It has like the arms that you can move around. I'll put this on a Joby up in a tree, and then use this as like this could like make a little sunlight in back of them. So tons of creativity. You can, whatever you can think of, you could probably do it with all these MagMod things as far as using light, artificial light. And so yeah, I love these. I love the bounce. Huge fan of this thing. I remember the reason why I found these is because I was using umbrellas. So I'd have an umbrella attached to it and using the same 8200, but then like the light was really good, but this big bulky umbrella, or a box, like a soft box, it would blow over in the wind, be like top heavy and just fall over sometimes, and there has to be a better way. And I found these, and the light that comes out of this thing is just as good as an umbrella like this. Like the light spreads, and it just works super good. So huge fan. I use these gels. So I use like the orange, mainly the orange a lot when I'm shooting inside at a reception, and it has like that tungsten light usually. So I'll put these on. Oh, gotta fit the right magnet. I'll put these on here, and now I have orange light coming out of here. I'll set my camera to be more blue, and then it will offset it and make the photos look like really good. They won't look too warm, they won't look too cool. I'll adjust it. That's another video. But just showing what these do. This is what I bring. Oh, I gotta admit, MagMod, these things are great, but the magnets are falling out. They're like wearing out because it's a really thin piece of rubber, and from taking it on and off, the magnets, like I just took this one off, the magnet fell out of the bottom. There's a hole right there, and I've tried to repair it with like rubber cement things. It doesn't work. So when these little magnets come out, this thing, there's just no way to fix it. I don't know. MagMod, maybe they've fixed this. The rubber is so thin right there that the magnets just come right out because they're really powerful. I just stuck that magnet back in and it works. But if I just wanted to pull it off real quick, oh, that worked. Works. Eventually, those magnets will come out, and these have to kind of stick them back in there like I showed you. This one, the magnets are pretty good. This might be a newer one. But the magnets, even on this grip, the magnets are coming through the rubber and on here. And I would imagine it probably does on these other things too, but I use this one so much that they're just wearing out. So this is what I bring. I have two 8200s with two mag bounces, and I bring these gels, one for each camera, or one for each flash. And this is what I would go into a wedding with. I don't need any other flashes. I'll bring this as a backup, but I'll be able to get any photos I want all day long at a wedding using these two. But usually I just use one. I just use two if I need it. If I want to do like a background, or light up the background and then light up the foreground. But you have a lot of freedom to get all creative. This isn't a creative video or anything. I'm just showing you what I use. And that's my wrap up. I love them. I totally am into this MagMod. I don't see myself changing. I've been using it for at least 4 years now, and they work really well. All this other stuff I showed you, like I said, I'm going to get around to using the one that can project the wider spread of light. I'll probably use this in the future sometime soon, but the other stuff I'm not really using. And that's my video. So hopefully I shed light on something. But if you're a wedding photographer and you're still walking around with an umbrella or a box or something, just check this out. I think it works really good. The photos turn out really good. And thanks. So hope you guys can subscribe and check out more of my videos. I buy so much stuff and I try it. I'm trying to make my life a little easier using technology, using new equipment. So I'm always looking for the newest, best thing. And that's what I'm just going to review, all these things I'm buying and trying. And hopefully it'll help people make a decision on what's going to work best for them. So right on, you guys. Thanks, and later.